Peace, peace. I'm just getting set. Hold on. Okay. All right. Trying out something new today with this live. Okay. Let's see. That's fine. May have to download Google just to see my own chat. Cheese and rice. Just gonna get the Chrome browser real quick. Peace, family. How y'all doing? I'm trying to set up so that way I will be able to see everything, including chats and everything. But I believe the title for today's broadcast is pretty self-explanatory. Just been hearing a lot of shit talking about Moors, yo. So, oops. Beautiful thing is, give me 1 second. Put this bad boy on the charger. Give me 1 second, y'all. All right. Okay. Let's try this out now. Just getting all set up. This is gonna be a good one. Okay. See what it do here. Islam, peace, y'all. There we go. Show some live chat messages here. I'm just getting accustomed to this thing here, y'all. So we're gonna figure out exactly how this is gonna work. Okay, that should be all right. Islam. Oh hell no, that's crazy. I don't want to do that. I'm trying out some cool stuff here. All right, that's a little bit too spacey for me. Islam, Mr. More Comedy, my man. So, man, I wanted to make this real quick because I ain't gonna lie to y'all, man. I was just watching this, man. I normally don't like to say names, so I'm gonna stick to my principles. But there are some people out here who are some arrogant motherfucking slaves, okay? And there's nothing worse than an arrogant slave, especially when they're trying to substantiate their claims with modern evidence. I mean, honestly, if you really want to keep this 100, Alim Bey killed this whole shit since 2012 when he had that debate with Seti. He murdered Seti. I don't care what nobody has to say. He murdered Seti. He used Seti's own master teacher, Dr. Yosef Ben Yakinan. So that's just being straight up. He got smashed, man, because Seti came with the same argument Pharaoh's coming with. The same exact argument. And in the same exact way that Alim smashed Seti, I'm just gonna smash it and end it all. And this is not to like I said, bash anyone, but you know what I'm saying? This is about scholarship, man. We gotta be really real about this. So I don't normally do this, but I'm pulling out a book today. Written by a man named John G. Jackson. Alright? Ethiopia and the Origin of Civilization. Really good book. Really good book. I know there was mad Moors that smashed them, but you know it's the beautiful part, and it's not about debate. It's about, because there's new people coming into this movement. There's people waking up every day. You know what I'm saying? So dependent upon who's the first set of eyes someone coming into this information lays their eyes on, that kind of determines the path they take, whether it's going to be a fucked up path or the actual right and exact path. All right, this is why I'm doing this. This is for the new people coming in. The ones who study and know the truth, we don't get fazed by the illusion. But for those people coming in who are not grounded in this information, not grounded in the knowledge of who they are, and they're kind of like susceptible. You know what I'm saying? Just like the wind, they're just susceptible to change directions, depending on how good the presenter is. You know what I'm saying? Not really based on the actual information. So, and I know some people's going to ask me a couple things. Oh, did I get rid of it? Yes, I did. Hold on. Let me pull up real quick. John G. Jackson. I'm going to pull up who John G. Jackson is real quick. That's the author of this book. John G. Jackson. It's a really simple thing, you know, and like I was saying, the beautiful part about Moors is we know what's up, and you get to see us come from all different perspectives, all different views, to see, oh damn, what this brother saying line up with what that brother saying, what that brother saying line up with what that brother saying, what that sister saying line up with what all these brothers saying. So here we go. All right. First of all, John Glover Jackson, born April 1st, 1907, transition October 13th, 1993, was an American Pan-Africanist historian, lecturer, teacher, and writer. He promoted ideas of Afrocentrism and Jesus Christ in comparative mythology. Now, just to let y'all know, this man was a European and he was an atheist. He was a stern atheist. All right? John Glover Jackson. Jackson was born in Aiken, South Carolina on April 1st, 1907, and raised Methodist. At the age of 15, he moved to Harlem, New York, where he enrolled in Stuyvesant High School. During this time, he became interested in African American history and culture and began writing essays on the subject. They were so impressive that in 1925, while still a high school student, Jackson was invited to write for Marcus Garvey's newspaper, Negro World. All right, so just so y'all get a background of who this man, John Glover Jackson, is. Okay, Marcus Garvey invited this man to write for his newspaper. First of all, so we're going to keep reading, right? Because I'm going to close all holes. I'm caulking all bullshit. You know what I'm saying? And it's really sad. It is really sad that we have to keep reiterating the same message because there are those out there who see the truth, they know the truth, and they just want to act dumb, deaf, and blind. And while acting dumb, deaf, and blind intentionally, they intentionally want to lead people into their dumb, deaf, and blindism. All right? We still talking about John G. Jackson. Career. From 1930 onwards, Jackson became associated with a number of Pan-African historians, activists, and writers, including Hubert Harrison, Archibald Alfonso Schomburg, John Henrik Clark. I know who John Henrik Clark is, right? Okay. Willis Nathaniel Huggins, and Joel Augustus Rogers. He also, and if y'all don't know who Joel Augustus Rogers is, that's J.A. Rogers, another great author. All right. So he knew about Mr. Jackson here. All right. So he also authored a number of books on African history, promoting a Pan-African and Afrocentrist view, such as Man, God, and Civilization, 1972, and Introduction to African Civilizations, 1974. He also became interested in the idea of Christianity's origin in the Egyptian religion. Hold up. See, because niggas will pop shit and say, all right, Islam comes from Christianity. All right. I'm going to roll with you on that. Cool. Islam come from Christianity. No problem. No problem. According to Mr. John G. Jackson, I haven't even gotten into the book yet. We're just going in talking about this man's career. According to John G. Jackson, in one of the books that he wrote, right? He also became interested in the idea of Christianity's origins in the Egyptian religion. So I guess the Egyptians did have a religion, something similar to like Christianity, but not called Christianity, right? Okay. A staunch atheist. He authored a number of books on the idea, including The African Origin of Christianity, 1981. And Christianity Before Christ, 1985. I'm going to order some of these goddamn books. Let's believe that. As well as writing the foreword to Gerald Massey's lectures, 1974. He also wrote the controversial text, Was Jesus Christ a Negro? 1984. Which argued that Jesus may have been a black man. In 1987, Jackson wrote a biographical article about Hubert Harrison for American Atheists entitled The Hubert Henry Harrison, The Black Socrates. In it, he praised not only Harrison's agnostic atheism, but also his educational and civil rights achievements. It was later published as a 7-page pamphlet. All right, so that's enough about the man, John G. Jackson, John Glover Jackson. I just wanted to give y'all a background on the author from the book, whose sources and information I will be citing from. So that way there's no misconfusion. Because I know how questions go. Oh, who's the author of the book? How you know the author's verified? Check. Now, a lot of talk. Oh, and if y'all watching this, if y'all have an opportunity, pull up an extra page, right? Pull up an extra page of the world map. Pull up the world map, all right? And when you pull up the world map, I want you to focus on the Indian Ocean, all right? So the Indian Ocean is going to be about on the southwest side of the continent modernly called Africa. All right. And in that, you see the Indian Ocean. Okay. On the left side, you'll see the Atlantic. On the other end of South America, you see the Pacific. I believe the Arctic is going towards Australia, but just pull up that map because so you can follow. You can follow. You know what I'm saying? I done tore through this book. This book was so damn enlightening, yo. So much damn interesting little facts. So here we go. Because Pharaoh wants to attack the whole thing of Arab, right? Since we're talking about masonry and Shriners and all that stuff, right? And they're based on Arabs. And so when we call ourselves Moors, we're identifying as people of mixed Berber and Arab races. All right. So how about we figure out who those Arab races are? And give me 1 second, y'all. I'm going to have to... This battery here trying to give out on me. I ain't about to let it happen. Not about to let that happen right now. Not right now. Not right now. Actually, you'll be able to reach. Perfect. Boom. Juice. All right. Normally don't like to charge my phone and use it at the same time, but I'm going to make an exception today. This is important, man. This is important. All right. So, as we continue. Now, right? If you talk about how we call ourselves Moors, we're identifying with Arabs or Muslims, right? Okay, cool. No problem. Remember, though, look at that world map of the Indian Ocean while I'm talking, all right? Okay. Starting on page 5, all right? Bottom of page 5. English scholar Joseph McCabe expresses the following view as the consensus of opinion among modern anthropologists. There is strong reason to think that man was at first very dark of skin, woolly-haired, and flat-nosed. And as he wandered into different climates, the branches of the race diverged and developed their characteristics. First point. All right, so it's the basic point. All men are, as you would say, the original man is olive skin. Now, this is very important. Keep a look at that. Keep a look at that Indian map of the Indian Ocean on that world map, right? Same page, page 5. Last paragraph. Open your atlas to a map of the world. Look at the Indian Ocean. On the west, Africa. On the north, the 3 great southern peninsulas of Asia. On the east, a chain of great islands terminating in Australia. Wherever that Indian Ocean touches land. Say it one more time. Peace, Philly. Peace. Appreciate y'all. Say that. I'm going to read that one more time, right? Wherever that Indian Ocean touches land, it finds dark-skinned people with strongly developed jaws, relatively long arms, and kinky or frizzly hair. Now, do me a favor, y'all. As y'all looking at the world map of the Indian Ocean, right? I'm pretty sure if you kind of go up the center, straight up the Indian, right in that so-called Middle Eastern area, that's what they like to call. What do they call it in here? The southern peninsulas of Asia. You know what you're gonna find? Sudan, Arabia. So, and if you look right, the waters of the Indian Ocean, aren't the waters touching the shores of the of Arabia? Right? They're touching the shores, right? I'm just saying. I'm not even looking at the map right. I looked at this already before I started this, so I already know what I'm talking about. But if you're looking at the map, can you not verify and confirm the fact that there is water from the Indian Ocean that is touching the shores of Arabia? Can we validate that? Check. Now, wherever that Indian Ocean touches land, it finds dark-skinned people with strongly developed jaws, relatively long arms, and kinky or frizzly hair. Page 5. So, all I'm going to say is disqualify that one. And that's not just Pharaoh, but that's any other scholar who wants to talk negatively about the ancient, illustrious history of our ancestors. Because y'all are motherfucking disrespecting the ancestors. Alright? So all that shit y'all be talking about, oh, Arabia, the Turks, they're from over there. The original peoples of those areas look like you and me, olive skin, with frizzy and kinky ass hair. So if y'all talking about Arabs, know who y'all talking about. Know the people you're talking about. The people, not the religion. Because everyone want to get you lost talking about religions and doctrines and all that crap. Forget about all that crap. What about the people that were there? The people. People, right? Because if you had to ask, I think I would fit the description perfectly of those people that was just described here on page 5 by my man John Glover Jackson. So, as we proceed to give your soul what it needs, on to the next one, right? Is that one checked? That one's good? Knock that one out the park? Cool. No problem. So now, Middle East, all the shores Indian Ocean touches. All right. Melanated, kinky hair. But don't worry, it gets better. It gets better. I'm just getting started. I'm going to find myself very, very quickly here. Now, this is page 6. First, civilized inhabitants of the Nile and Tigris-Euphrates were a dark-skinned people with short hair and prominent lips, and that they are referred to by some scholars as Cushites, in parentheses, Ethiopians. Okay. And as Hamites by others. This ancient civilization of the Cushites, out of which the earliest cultures of Egypt and Mesopotamia grew. So hold up. So you telling me about a dark-skinned people who were the original inhabitants of the Nile and Tigris Euphrates valleys, right? They were dark-skinned. And they were referred to by some scholars as Cushites or Ethiopians. And as Hamites by others, right? So now, the ancient civilization of these Cushites or Ethiopians, out of which the earliest cultures of Egypt and Mesopotamia grew. So is it safe to say that Egypt, ancient Egyptian culture, would it be safe to say that that civilization adopted its fundamental principles and culture from Ethiopians? Would that be a fair assessment? Okay, on to the next one. I'm just here to make you think, man, right? I'm just here to make you think. Here we go. Page 8. I'm at the top here, right here, page 8. And don't worry, I'm not going through the whole book. But I am going to hit those main points, right? So, page 8. It seems certain, declares Sir E.A. Wallace Budge. Another great author you should read. So y'all can stop getting fooled by these non-scholar ass brothers out here. Non-scholar ass brothers. But anyway, let's keep it going, right? It seems certain, declares Sir E.A. Wallace Budge, that classical historians and geographers call the whole region, from India to Egypt. Go ahead, keep looking at your world map now. The whole region from India to Egypt, right? Both countries inclusive by the name of Ethiopia. Oh shit. Matter of fact, let me pull up my map, because I want to see that again. Oh shit. Hold on. So you telling me all that from India, from India all the way to Egypt? That was Ethiopia? But what about Egypt though? What about us, ancient Egyptians and all this stuff? What happened? Wow. So the so-called Egyptians got their culture really from their ancestors. Since the Egyptians look like us, that would be our ancestors, right? And those would be the Ethiopians. And then you come to find out that, wow, from India all the way to Egypt, that was Ethiopia. What Egypt? Oh, you mean Ethiopia. Okay. That makes more sense. That makes more sense. And you have to excuse my sarcasm, but I'm not apologetic about it, because niggas want to be online, turning up, popping all types of crazy shit like they done been taking all types of damn man-made type of drugs, just super souped up and turned up for misinformation. I don't comprehend it. All you gotta do is pick up a book and read, yo. Or even pick up a map and look at it, right? I'm looking at this shit again. India. I'm about to find me India. Boom. I found India right here. Right above Sri Lanka. Right? And right underneath Nepal. Okay? India is right next to Pakistan. And you got Afghanistan, Iran, you got Turkey, you got Kuwait, Jordan, Saudi Arabia, Yemen, Oman, Djibouti. You have what they would like you to think is Ethiopia, like this little portion right here that they call Ethiopia. Oh no. See, because now we gotta find Egypt. Where Egypt at? Okay. Right here, right above Eritrea and the Sudan, right next to Libya, and right underneath Israel, you got Egypt, right? So from India all the way to Egypt, that whole region was Ethiopia. So I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna read right off the map. I'm gonna read off the map here. So what would that really encompass? Let's see here. India is included. From India all the way down, huh? India is included. Pakistan is included. Afghanistan, Turkey, Iran, Kuwait, Oman, Saudi Arabia, Jordan, Syria, Iraq, Lebanon, Israel, Eritrea, Sudan, Somalia, Uganda, Kenya, Tanzania, Madagascar, Zimbabwe, Swaziland, South Africa. I think I said Tanzania already. Djibouti. So that whole area, which is including Saudi Arabia, is historically Ethiopia. And wherever those Indian Ocean waters touch those shores, you would find dark-skinned people, relatively long arms, and kinky or frizzy hair. It's like reading somebody a bedtime story. I swear to God. Ready to go night night, nigga? Like, goddamn, man. Misleading people and trying to take them out the light. So you want to talk shit about Arabian people? Oh, Arab, blah 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 blah. Arab. Those are Ethiopians. That was Ethiopia. That's not Arabia. That's Ethiopia. That's Ethiopia. That's not Pakistan. That's not Iran. That's not the Middle East. That's Ethiopia. Here we go. Now, the vestiges. I'm on page 9 now, right? The vestiges of this early civilization have been found in Nubia. Vestiges meaning, traces of the culture have been found in Nubia, the Egyptian Sudan, West Africa, right? Remember, we were just talking about India, right? From India all the way to Egypt, right? So they telling you the same shit. West Africa, Egypt, Mashonaland, India, Persia, Mesopotamia. Ain't these all the ancient cultures that all these scholars talk about? Oh, ancient Kemet, ancient Mesopotamia, ancient gods of this, ancient black gods of that. All that come from Ethiopians. All that's Ethiopia. Okay? So, Arabia. Oh, wow. They found vestiges of Ethiopian culture in Arabia. Go figure. South America. See, this is where it starts to get interesting, huh? Wait, what? You find vestiges of Ethiopian culture, early civilizations? South America too? Central America? Mexico? And the United States? Wow. That's crazy. Huh? That's crazy. So in all of these places, you'll find artifacts that traces back to that ancient culture. Interesting. Now, if you want to make sense of what I just read there, do your research on Giovanni da Verrazzano. This is the man who the Verrazzano Bridge is named after in New York. He has a journal where he was talking about his discovery when he came into New York, and he was describing the people that he saw. Do you know what he had in his description of the people? Oh, shit, why not? Let me pull it up. Let me not go verbatim, right? Let's not guesstimate. Let's do this right. Funny. Here we go. So if y'all want to look this up, The Voyages of Giovanni da Verrazzano, 1524 to 1528. You can find that in the Yale Library. What? You didn't comprehend what I said? I said you can find that in the Yale Library. Yale Library. Pages 133 to 143. Here we go. It's so elementary, man. Once people can see the BS and we can see past the games the people want to play with our ancestors, man. They playing games, making you think one thing, and it's not the truth. It's not the truth. I want to find the full joint. Let's see here. Bam. All right, pulled it up, right? So, once again, from The Voyages of Giovanni da Verrazzano. That's Giovanni space DA space VERRAZZANO. Zazano. 1524. What was that? 1524 to what? 1524 to what? 1524 to 1528. Boom. All right, just want to make sure I got that. Now, mind you, the Verrazano Bridge. Y'all from New York? How many of y'all from New York State in here? Verrazano Bridge. Familiar with it? There's some history behind that bridge. There's a reason why that bridge is named Giovanni da Verrazano. So, 1524. Giovanni da Verrazano was an Italian explorer who charted the Atlantic coast of North America between the Carolinas and Newfoundland, including New York Harbor in 1524. So mind you, I'm going back to what we stated here, right? The vestiges of this early civilization, meaning the Ethiopians, have been found in Nubia, the Egyptian Sudan, West Africa, Egypt, Mashonaland, India, Persia, Mesopotamia, Arabia, South America, Central America, Mexico, and the United States. The United States really is North America, all right? So now, New York is in North America, right? Put the pieces together. Let's go. So, quote, this is what Giovanni da Verrazano wrote in his own journals upon what he saw with his eyes when he came upon the shores of North America, mostly on the Atlantic coast between the Carolinas and Newfoundland, including the New York Harbor in 1524. The Verrazano Narrows Bridge in New York was named after him. This post contains the letter that he wrote to King Francis I of France, the 8th of July, 1524. So July 8th, 1524. Don't forget now, when did Columbus come? 1492. Okay? They got done with the islands. Now they're moving their way along the coast. Check. One significant excerpt from this letter in his description of the native inhabitants. Let me push this back a little bit. Oops. Islam, y'all. Of his description. We still good? Good. Of his description of the native inhabitants that he encountered. Means he encountered these people. I posted the quote below. But it appears on page 2 of his letter. All right? So if you want to check this out for yourself, Voyages of Giovanni da Verrazano, 1524 to 1528. Page 2 of his letter. Okay? Look what he says. They are dark in color, not unlike the Ethiopians, with thick black hair, not very long, tied back behind the head like a small tail. As for the physique of these men, they are well proportioned, of medium height, a little taller than we are. They have broad chests, strong arms and legs, and other parts of the body are well composed. There is nothing else except that they tend to be rather broad in the face, but not all, for we saw many with angular faces. They have big black eyes and an attentive and open look. They are not very strong, but they have a sharp cunning. They are agile and swift runners. From what we could tell from observation, in the last 2 respects, they resemble the Orientals, particularly those from the farthest Cenarian regions. 2. We could not learn the details of the life and customs of these people because of the short time we spent on land, due to the fact that there were few men and the ship was anchored on the high seas. So, why is Giovanni da Verrazano talk about when he's crossing the Carolinas and popping up on New York, the peoples he's seeing there with his eyes are not unlike Ethiopians. Don't forget though, from India to Egypt is considered Ethiopia. But Lord and behold, not only do we have artifacts that trace back to those Ethiopian cultures, but then you got the actual motherfucking colonizers in their damn journals writing about the people they see and what they look like. Do they look like the people we see today that they classify as Native Americans? No. No. Let's keep going though. But remember though, this shit really rubbed me the wrong way because Pharaoh said, how are Moors going to call themselves Aboriginal and Indigenous? Don't worry. I'm going to get to that part. Say the best for last. We're going to keep going here. We're going to keep going here. I'm just, and mind you, this is just off top. Off top. Here's another good one. Just quick insert. Page 10. It was southern colored peoples everywhere in China, in Central America, in India, Mesopotamia, Syria, Egypt, and Crete, who gave the northern white peoples civilization. Keep going on here. Page 12. The opinions of Sir Henry Rawlinson are reinforced by the researches of his equally distinguished brother, Professor George Rawlinson, in his essay on the ethnic affinities of the races of Western Asia, which directs our attention to the uniform voice of primitive antiquity, which spoke of the Ethiopians as a single race dwelling along the shores of the Southern Ocean, from India to the Pillars of Hercules. Ethiopians was dwelling from where now? Recent linguistic discovery tends to show that a Kushite or Ethiopian race did in the earliest times extend itself along the shores of the Southern Ocean from Abyssinia to India. The whole peninsula of India was peopled by a race of this character before the influx of the Aryans. It extended from the Indus along the sea coasts through the modern Baluchistan and Kerman, which was the proper country of the Asiatic Ethiopians. The cities in the northern shores of the Persian Gulf are shown by the brick inscriptions found among their ruins to have belonged to this race. So how do they know it belonged to Ethiopians? By the brick inscriptions. Brick inscriptions. Not what someone said. What someone wrote thousands of years ago who was actually there. You know what that's called? That's called first-hand witness. Or you call that what? First-hand testimony? Right? Since we're in a court of law? Alright. Here you go. It was dominant in the Susiana and Babylonia until overpowered in the one country by Aryan, in the other by Semitic intrusion. Of course, Semitic. Talking about the same people, man. It can be traced both by dialect and tradition. It can be traced by both dialect and tradition throughout the whole south coast of the Arabian Peninsula. So it can be traced by what? By both dialect, how they were speaking, and what they were doing. Tradition. Arabian Peninsula. But we're talking about Ethiopians. What Arabs got to do with Ethiopians? I thought Arabs was Muslim people. I thought we were all scholars. God damn it, I guess I was wrong. Anyway, let's keep on going. Yep. Here you go. Page 13. The Ethiopians were the first who invented the science of stars and gave names to the planets, not at random and without meaning, but descriptive of the qualities which they conceived them to possess. Here we go. Something else y'all should know here. The origin of constellations, the origin of worship, and the chronological zodiac. Dupuis, who was the author of this book, placed the origin of the zodiac as far back as 15,000 BC, before Christ, which would give the world's oldest picture book an antiquity of 17,000 years. This estimate is not as excessive as it might at first appear, since the American astronomer and mathematician Professor Arthur M. Harding traces back the origin of the zodiac to about 26,000 BC. 26,000 BC. Something very interesting about that word 26, about that date, 26,000 BC. I'm gonna link it up later. You'll see. In discussing star worship and idolatry, Volney gives the following glowing description of the scientific achievements of the ancient Ethiopians and of how they mapped out the signs of the zodiac on the star-spangled dome of the heavens. Should it be asked at what epoch the system took its birth, we shall answer on the testimony of the monuments of astronomy itself, that its principles appear with certainty to have been established about 17,000 years ago. And if it be asked to what people it is to be attributed, we shall answer that the same monuments supported by unanimous traditions attribute it to the first tribes of Egypt. There was tribes in Egypt? I thought tribes was an American thing. I thought tribes was a native thing. They had tribes in Egypt. Yeah, they had tribes in Egypt. Here we go. Here we go. I like this one. Page 15. Oh yeah, all facts. All facts. Not up for debate. Just gotta take the time to read, right? Page 15. This is in the middle. You know what? I'll just start from the top. Why not? The traditions concerning Memnon are interesting as well as instructive. He was claimed as a king by the Ethiopians and identified with the pharaoh Amun or Amenhotep III by the Egyptians. A fine statue of him is located in the British Museum. In London, Charles Darwin makes a reference to this statue in his Descent of Man, which is well worth reproducing. When I looked at the statue of Amunno III, I agreed with two officers of the establishment, both competent judges, that he had a strongly marked Negro type of features. The features of Akhenaten, or Amenhotep V, are even more Negroid than those of his illustrious predecessors. So damn, he looked more aboriginal than the ones who came before him. The features, I did that already, that the earliest Egyptians, this is going to hurt a lot of people who tied to Egypt, Kemet. The earliest Egyptians were African Ethiopians. So what are y'all talking about? Y'all talking about Arabia? Cool, Ethiopians. India? Cool, Ethiopians. Egypt? Cool, Ethiopians. America? Ethiopians. Are you starting to see a pattern here? All right. But y'all gonna sit down on nigga shows for hours on end and just watch them talk about dumb shit. Go off in a rant, turn up like he's in a goddamn fight and shit. Debating his goddamn self. with stupidity. Fucking ancestors turning in their goddamn grave, man. It's just crazy. You can't be. Listen, man. If you don't know what the fuck is going on this planet, don't talk about spirituality. Don't talk about the spirit, the essence, the breath, the this and the that. Don't talk about none of that shit if you don't know who you are, where you come from, and what the hell's going on this planet. That comes first. Because niggas will be real quick to go into stars, Sirius, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, breathing, meditation. What the fuck good is meditation if you don't know who the fuck you are? What are you meditating about? Who you think you want to be? Really? Why are you talking about religions for? You know why? Because you ain't got nothing else to talk about. Because for some people, this is a job. This is how they make commerce. So they actually have to find, it's like if you're a news reporter, you got to find a good story. You can't just bring every story you find to the editor. The editor ain't taking every story you bring. You got to find that good-ish. You got to find that good story to get the people's attention. That's what get you paid. So if I was in that similar situation, I too would make all types of videos talking about how the Moors is out to lunch and all this shit and go completely against what my common sense already knows to be true. Let the rest of the world, let's stop talking about North America for a second. Because the rest of the world know who we are and the rest of the world know what's up. It's not even an argument. It's not even an argument. Not even an argument. But you got people online who want to waste your time and your energy to down talk your own history and culture. This nigga said he'd rather be black than be a Moor. No problem. Just know when I say I'm a Moor, I'm tracing myself back to Egypt. Oh, no, not Egyptians. Ethiopians. Those are the ones who started it. Same Ethiopians Verrazano found in New York, Carolinas, on the East Coast. I thought we all came from Africa, though. What are we doing over there? What are we doing over there? I thought we all came from Africa. I thought Muslims were Arabs. I thought people from Arab just looked like Arabs. I didn't know Arabs looked like dark-skinned people with strong jawlines, frizzy hair. I didn't know Arabia used to be Ethiopia. But you see, they're not going to take... You see, doing that is not going to draw people. You know why? Because it's a lot easier to fix something than it is to keep it broken. So you know what? Remember, they got to do the opposite. So for me, it's easy to give you right knowledge because I don't have an agenda. You see any other more talking about our history, our illustrious history, our culture and facts? They don't have an agenda. They're just trying to give you right knowledge so you can make right decisions in your life. But these other fuckboys online, so-called scholars who are clapping their gums for hours on end, trash talking about people, trash talking about their religions, their traditions, and their customs, not knowing that they talking shit and trash about their goddamn self. It is sad. For me, it's sad. It's sad to watch. Like I said, I don't get fazed by that shit. But it bothers me because every day there's new people waking up to this knowledge. And like I said, depending on who these people come into contact with first will determine how that journey begins. We try and get people on the right track, not the falsery fuckhood trap. That trap gets niggas paid on YouTube. Yes, it does. It gets them paid. It gets them paid. But you still ain't got no goddamn right knowledge. It's just one book. One book. I'm destroying everything, every claim with one book. You know how many pages is in this book? This book is quite thin, by the way. That's how you know the truth is real. The truth don't need to be 500-600 pages. You know how much pages the truth is? 32 pages. Really, I would say 33 if you want to include the blank page. All right? 32 pages to kill everything. It don't take much. But you see, it don't take much. So by me not taking much, I'm not going to draw a lot of people, because a lot of people don't like the truth. They don't like it plain. They want the whole theatrics. They want to turn up. Rah, 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 fuck you. Yeah, fuck your religion. Yeah, Turks. That's what y'all want. You know why? Because y'all Romans. Y'all Romans. So keep following behind European gods, doing that oorah Roman shit. Put on your pilgrim hat. Y'all niggas might as well just start wearing pilgrim hats, man. Real talk. If y'all gonna go online and start talking shit about Moors, put on the pilgrim hat. So that way we can know. Oh, yo, no even point getting mad. Peregrinus right there. We good. They doing what they do. That's Peregrinus. That ain't more. That's Peregrinus. So let them do that. Put on that damn pilgrim hat. Because you don't be sitting here talking about you African. But then you downplaying your own culture. You want to emphasize Egypt and the great culture ancestors. Motherfucker, the damn culture came from Ethiopians. That wasn't Egypt. That was Ethiopia, motherfucker. That wasn't Arabia. That was Ethiopia, motherfucker. And excuse my language, but it is frustrating when niggas purposefully lie and mislead people with information because they caught up in their fucking egos. Humble the fuck out. Humble out. Well, you know what? If you operating as yourself and you doing what you need to do, there ain't no getting pulled over by the cracker. But see, niggas like Pharaoh ain't gonna talk about that. They're not gonna talk about that. They're not gonna talk about how not to deal with the damn cracker. You don't think the cracker know who you are? You don't think the cracker read? You don't think the cracker reads books? There's a reason why they're running the world right now, and it's because they know something we don't know. They know something we don't know. Whatever, man. I don't really give two shits about SETI, whatever. It's not about bashing people. It's about the truth. The truth, don't give a fuck about people's feelings, opinions, your perspective, your agenda. Don't give a fuck about none of that thing. None of those things. The truth is just neutral. It's ma'at. The truth is the truth. It is what the fuck it is. So, you can't tell me, you know what I'm saying? Oh, Arabia, Muslims, this, that, and the other. We talking about Ethiopians. We talking about Ethiopia. We talking about Arabia? No. We talking about Ethiopia. It is what it is. We talk about Arabia? No. We talking about Ethiopia. It is what it is. There is no trying to circumvent the truth. It is what it is. I could go on this all day, y'all, but let's keep going here. Here we go. Listen, man, all of our scholars were great men in the beginning. But once you start being dishonest with yourself and with the people, then you renege on your oath. Because believe it or not, every person who takes their time to put information out so people can take their time to digest it and make changes in their life, you know what I'm saying? Those are real dudes right there. That's real. That's real. But the moment you renege on that contract, that oath, because don't think if you come and give people misinformation and you fucking up their lives, don't think that karma ain't gonna come back on you. So that's an oath. It's a non-verbal oath. through actions, whether you want to believe it or not. Even me doing this is an oath. I'm taking an oath that everything I'm telling you in my heart is the truth to the best of my knowledge. The best of my knowledge. And if I'm off on things, check me on it. Question me on it. Right? But to go online and just ramble on, it makes yourself look really, really ignorant. All right? So don't shit on people because they have national principles and standards. There's a reason why black people are called 3/5 of a human being. 3 out of the 5. 3 out of the 5. You know what the missing 2 is? Your nationality and your religion. That's what makes a man whole. Not how much he got in his bank account, how much rings, gold, diamonds, jewelry he got. Nah, what's in his mind and what's in his heart. What the fuck does he stand for? That's what makes someone look at a man like, man, that dude's wealthy. That dude got something going on. That's where it's at. See, the truth is simple. It's not, doesn't need a lot of attention. It's not like, well, look at me, I'm the truth. Ah! But you know what the lie is like? The lie is like, yeah, look at me, I'm here. Ah! Turn up, I'm here. That's what the fuck a lie look like. A lie look lame as hell to me. The truth just be. Interesting. Okay. All right, I need to make some changes in my life. Here we go. That's what the truth look like. The truth is not looking for an audience. The truth is just like, yo, I'm truth. Right now, there's illusion in my environment. It must go. Because as truth, I can only have truth around me. That's what truth be like. But I don't want to get too caught up in this rant, right? So here we go. Leave y'all with one last bit here. See here. Yada, 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 yada. I really think I done hit enough hammers home. I don't really need to go much in. I don't really need to go that much further in on that. Yeah, that's good enough. Good read, man. This is the book right here by John G. Jackson. Yep, more is spelled different ways. You got Maures. And if you take Maures, that coincides with Mauritania. Mauertania. Then we called ourselves Moors. You know what that coincides with? Morocco. Then we got Moors in Germany. You know how those are spelled? Mohrs. Whores. So this. Then you got the Moros in Philippines. Moros. Maurs. There's so many different ways of saying Moors. Okay? We're here, man. It's like you got people trying to tell you you're not here when you here. Like, yo, we here. We here, man. What's the problem? We here. Now, I want to dive into another thing now. This is another thing that was bothering me. Extremely, extremely deeply bothered me. And this is the confusion people have about, first of all, because I came across a European the other day, and she approached me and she said, nice Shriner's hat. Yeah, I'm back up. She told me nice Shriner's hat, right? So I had to immediately correct her. Okay? And mind you, she was thankful to me for correcting her. Because she didn't want to be moving around with misinformation. So I told her immediately. I said, no. The Shriners were established in 1872. They didn't start wearing this headdress until 1872. This headdress predates 1872. So all that talk about Shriners and Moors are wearing Shriners hats, cut it out. And honestly, Moors, we got to take that challenge to cut that shit out one by one. You correct a person, one person at a time. Is that a Shriner's hat? Shriners, Masonry? You part of the lodge? I had so many type of questions. Hey, bro, would you get that fez from the lodge? Nah. Birthright. Birthright. However you can get it, you get it. But you ain't got to go to no goddamn lodge to go and get a fez. Birthright. But they automatically associate you being more with Masonry because of Shriners. Well, correct them. Let them know, hey, the Shriners didn't start rocking that until 1872. 1872. 1872. You know what's interesting about 1872? District of Columbia didn't come into existence until 1871. So go figure. District of Columbia, 1871, 1872, Shriners start wearing their fez. So on that note, let's do some digging into Shriners. Right? Because niggas is going crazy about Masonry too. Oh, Masons is underground Islam. Niggas talking like they scared and shit. Like, what are you scared of? It's your shit. What you scared of? You afraid the devil gonna get you or something? You afraid the devil gonna get you? Here we go. Shriners. Wikipedia. Yeah. Just off of being yourself. Our fez ain't marked up. Our shit ain't pinned down. Our shit ain't pinned down to the right. You know what I'm saying? It's not pinned down like this. We don't got no emblems going on here. We're simple. We're plain. Because we live on a plane. So we make things plain. Because it's all about the plane. How plain can you be? God damn it. Plus 3. Let's go. You want to go into Shriners now, huh? I'm just giving you basic wiki information on Shriners. Shriners International, also commonly known as the Shriners, is a society established in 1870 and is headquartered in Tampa, Florida, USA. It is an appendant body to Freemasonry. So, of course, all my people who study law, y'all know whenever we see the term established, that's talking about what? Organization, entity, corporation, partnership, whatever you want to call it. So when y'all talking about this Shriner shit, Masonry, y'all talking about a company. No different than the United States. You're talking about a company. Y'all giving a company all this motherfucking hype for no reason. When the basis of that company's existence is based in everything that you are. Love, truth, peace, freedom, and justice. Here we go though. Shriners International Company describes itself. What was that? Shriners International Company. See? So now we're putting things into context. Because everyone just says, yo, Masonry, you part of the lodge. Nah, let's really talk about this shit. How it's supposed to be spoken about. Because when you talk about Masonry and all these things, like just no different than when you're talking about United States, you're talking about business. You're talking about business. So let's have a business discussion about Masonry. Shall we? All right. Shriners International Company. Company. Describes itself as a fraternity based on fun, fellowship, and Masonic principles of brotherly love, relief, and truth. There are approximately 350,000 members from 196 temples or chapters in the US, Canada, Brazil, Bolivia, Mexico, the Republic of Panama, the Philippines, Puerto Rico, Europe, and Australia. The organization is best known for the Shriners Hospitals for Children that it administers and the red fezzes that members wear. Okay, members wear red fezzes, cool. Don't forget though, that company wasn't around until 1872. So I believe there's a maximum law, especially when it comes to commerce. I believe it's called first in line, or no. First in time, first in line, right? So is 1872 after you or before you? You answer that question. History. Oh, by the way, the organization, before it became or readopted its name as Shriners International Company, it was known as Shriners North America. I'm going to repeat that. Before its adoption of the name Shriners International Company, okay, it was, and it became Shriners International Company. Guess what year, y'all? 2010. 8 years ago. They changed the name of their organization to Shriners International Company. Before 2010, it was known as Shriners North America. The name was changed in 2010 across North America, Central America, South America, Europe, and Southeast Asia. It's a company, y'all. Masonry is a business. That's it. History. You see how the history don't go much further back than 1800? So is that ancient or is that modern? Is this so-called hat, is it ancient or is it modern? You see how things kind of start not to match? Now it's like, oh, that no longer makes sense. If this company is modern and this headdress is ancient, how could you possibly think that this company is the principal or the owner of this particular custom? Oh, but wait though. See, this custom came from Turks. And they were under Islam, as Muslim people from Arabia. Right? Right. In 1870, there were several thousand Masons in Manhattan, many of whom launched at the Knickerbocker Cottage at a special table on the second floor. There, the idea of a new fraternity for Masons stressing fun and fellowship was discussed. Walter M. Fleming, M.D., and William J. Florence took the idea seriously enough to act upon it. So now we're going to find out, how did this company come about? What was the starter? What got this company going? What got this company off the ground, right? Florence, a world-renowned actor. Florence, a world-renowned actor, while on tour in Marseille, was invited to a party given by an Arabian diplomat. So now I guess we can start to see where they might have got the idea for the theme of their company, maybe? Let's see. You see how when you think about it like a company, oh, okay, somebody got that idea, and then all right, cool. Now, he was invited to a party given by an Arabian diplomat. The entertainment was something in the nature of an elaborately staged musical comedy. At its conclusion, the guests became members of a secret society. Florence took copious notes and drawings at his initial viewing and on 2 other occasions, once in Algiers and once in Cairo. When he returned to New York in 1870, he showed his material to Fleming. The group adopted Adopted. What does it mean when someone adopts something? Does that mean that that naturally came from you? Or did that mean that's something you added on later on? Thank you. Okay. So the group adopted a Middle Eastern theme and soon established temples. Though the term temple has now generally been replaced by shrine auditorium or shrine center, right? So we're talking about the shrine auditorium or the shrine center. The first temple established was Mecca Temple, now known as Mecca Shriners, established at the New York City Masonic Hall on September 26, 1872. Fleming was the first potentate. Now, for my brothers and sisters who also know the knowledge on the term potentate, no different than what we call today like a president, supreme sovereign, general commander, potentate. Also one of our ancient terms. They adopted our shit. They tell you straight to your face. Now, people automatically think, oh, well, they adopted it from Middle Eastern. All right, Arab, Paki, Afghani. This is what people are thinking. You're not thinking Ethiopian. You see how you could think you got the right information, but you really got the wrong information? Because you ain't go further. You ain't go far back enough. Dangerous game people play, man. Nothing worse than an arrogant slave. Nothing. So, here we go. I'm going to continue on here. In 1875, there were only 43 Shriners in the organization. In an effort to encourage membership, at the June 6th, so that means what? When business started, it started what? Slow. They had to find innovative ways to get the business popping. Ain't that what business or small business owners do today? Hey, you know what that's called? That's called marketing. Oh, man, yo. Niggas done got people with the okie doke. At the June 6, 1876 meeting of Mecca Temple, the Imperial Grand Council of the Ancient Order of the Nobles of the Mystic Shrine for North America was created. Fleming was elected the first imperial potentate. Yep, sevens. Fleming was elected the first imperial potentate. Where am I at? Lost my damn spot. Elected the first imperial potentate. After some other reworking, by 1878, there were 425 members in 13 temples in 8 states. And by 1888, there were 7,210 members in 48 temples in the United States and Canada. By the imperial session held in Washington, D.C. in 1900, there were 55,000 members and 82 temples. I say business started going pretty good. Business started getting pretty good. Right? The more we fall asleep, the better business gets for them. It's called capitalism. Profits roll up to them. The shit rolls down to the people. The ones who done fell and bumped their head anyway. Because I know ain't no more who's fully awake about to let some shit fall on them or about to willfully walk into some shit. But y'all niggas do it every day listening to these fake ass scholars, man. Sitting there listening to shit. Polished shit. By 1938, there were about 340,000 members in the United States. There goes that 7 again. That year, Life published photographs of its rites for the first time. It described the Shriners as among secret lodges, the number 1 in prestige, wealth, and show, and stated that in the typical city, especially in the Middle West, the Shriners will include most of the prominent citizens. Shriners often participate in local parades, sometimes as rather elaborate units, miniature vehicles and themes, all sports cars, all miniature 18-wheeler trucks, all fire engines, and so on. An Oriental band dressed in cartoonish versions of Middle Eastern dress, pipe bands, drummers, motorcycle units, drum and bulge corps, and even traditional brass bands. Not done yet, y'all. Not done yet. Just getting started. Now, we're going to talk about the Ottoman Empire now. So, if y'all like your computers, pull up a page, pull up Wiki, Ottoman Empire, or also known as the Turkish Empire, right? Because another false truth or another false thing that is proposed to us is that we got our fezzes from the Turks. All right, so I nullified the Shriner business, 1872. Company wasn't in existence before 1872, so don't talk about we took shit from them. Okay, so now we going into the Ottoman Empire, right? Okay, the Ottoman Empire, also historically known in Western Europe as the Turkish Empire or simply Turkey, was a state that controlled much of southeastern Europe, Western Asia, and Northern Africa between the 14th and early 20th centuries. It was founded at the end of the 13th century in northwestern Anatolia in the town of Sogut, modern-day Belchek province, by the Oghuz Turkish tribal leader Osman. So, just as a quick side note, the Ottoman Empire began its reign in 1299. 1299. Okay? 1299. So I want y'all to understand, before y'all go into the Common Era, how it goes is, you see how we go up now? Like, first, second, third, fourth, first month, second month, third month. You see how we go up? This year, so-called 2018. Next year is 2019. Year after that is 2020. When you start going back in history, you got to count down. Okay? So once you start counting down and you get back down to the first century, and then you start to transition before Common Era, you know what happens? Then you start counting back up. It's like a decimal point. You got your 0, you got your center, you got 0 to 10, and then you got 0, -10, right? That's how you read timelines. The further back you go, going backwards, you got to start counting back up again. It's not just we counting up, and then as you go back down history, you just count all the way back down. That's not how that works. All right. So 1299, we're going down. Okay. 1299. So that's before Common Era. So now what happens is, from 1299, we got to start. I'm sorry, not 1299. 1299 is about 300 years before the first century is done with. And then we start counting back up, right? So 1299, that's about 300 years after the first century, Common Era. There is a tribe, a group of people known as the Chico-Notre tribe. You can research them. Caral Supe, Caralsupe, Peru. Okay, this site was found in 1948. They've been excavating the site since. Okay, from what they found in tracing back the timeline, the artifacts from that site go as far back as 26,000 BCE. So remember how I said that once you pass or go beyond or start going before the Common Era, you got to count back up in a negative. So 26,000 BCE in comparison to 1,299. Right? Just so you can get an idea of the time difference. Okay? It's a lot bigger than what people make you think it is. So, with that being said, 26,000 BCE in Caral Supe, Peru, the Chico-Notre peoples, Chiconotre. Chico Notre peoples. I even have a damn video I did on that. It's called Who Came Before the Olmecs? Who came before the Olmecs? Look that shit up. I go really deep into that research. And so what you find is the carvings of that civilization date back 26,000 BCE. So if we're talking about the Ottoman Empire in 1299, and I'm talking to you about the Chico Notre civilization in Corral Supe, Peru in 26,000. Oh, and by the way, Peru's in South America. Okay? 26,000 BCE. Around the same time that so-called Mesopotamia and Egypt and Kemet were being built over there, right? There was people over here in South America building a civilization. Building a civilization. And you know what you'll find on the stone carvings? The stone carvings? Stone carvings. You know what you find on stone carvings? You'll find broad nose, thick lips, beautiful locks, and a beautiful ass fez with 3 boxes on it. Carved on a wall in a civilization that's dating back 26,000 BCE. Unless one of y'all fake ass scholars can explain that. Explain how the Ottoman Empire gave that to us when the Ottoman Empire wasn't around until 1299. But somehow, some way, 26,000 years back, you find a civilization and on their walls, they're wearing the exact same headdress. So what type of fucking games are y'all playing with the people? Fake ass scholars. Fake. Fake. And y'all give them that energy or like qualify them like they actually doing it. They are not doing shit but getting goddamn hits on their feed so they can get paid through their ads, giving you misleading information. But you know what? It stirs a lot of emotion though. It draws a crowd though, but it leaves your ass empty because they done sapped your ass of all your energy after you done turned up and got hype. Don't follow after these dudes and meet a more like me in real life. Don't do that. Because a more like me will put your ass in your seat. Talking about all this crazy ass Afro Pan-African shit. They'll talk that shit online by themselves, but they won't do that shit with a more in person. Who's living what the fuck he's talking about. They won't do that. That's why they don't call out certain people. As many damn debates and videos I seen about shit, I'd have never, even with damn Sonetta TV when that was on and popping and all them niggas was in that fuck shit. As many debates they had about the Moors, nobody was fucking around with Taj. Nobody was fucking around with Abdullah. I ain't hear nobody bothering Sabir. I ain't hear nobody bothering Cujo. I ain't hear nobody bothering Sister Anad. I ain't hear nobody bothering none of these people. I don't hear nobody talk about Seer. Nobody. Quiet. But they got a certain group of Moors that they'll fuck with because they'll allow that fuck shit. So certain Moors they can't go to because those Moors will kill that shit ASAP. So there's no room with those type of Moors to build a crowd. Because we're not going to entertain folly. But you got other Moors, maybe on the come up, or maybe they're part of the folly, or maybe they're just not at that point yet where they can just smash that shit. But people like Brother Reggie, Professor Larry, you know what I'm saying? That type of mindset, that type of energy. They don't fuck with the elders. Who you see come after Alim Bey? You don't hear them do that. They don't call out these Moors. Why? Are they more special? Are they more special than fucking Ali's men? They're more special than Sheik Way L? Huh? They more special than Lord Merc L? They more special than Red Pill Blue Pill? You tell me. Because I'm confused. Because there's only a few or selected group that they'll go after. They won't go after the real ones. Y'all gotta see that. They don't fuck with the real ones. You know why? Because the real ones will make them look silly in front of the audience. You know what that does? Pew! Kills your ratings. You won't do that. You wouldn't do that. That's why these so-called scholars, when they're talking about Moors, they won't have real Moors on their shit. They won't. And honestly, I don't even want to waste my breath and my time entertaining a fucking conversation or debate where people are going to come in and draw just so motherfuckers can get ratings and shit for their ads. I'm not going to do that. Because then guess what? I'm giving them my energy. Now I'm bringing in today's cipher when they cipher is bullshit. Don't have no squares in your circles. Y'all need to start identifying which niggas is squares and which ones in circles. Because you know the niggas in circles, they got circles at the top of their head. Circles. We're not rocking with squares. We circular. That means if something is a truth here, it's a truth over there. It's a truth behind me. It's a truth in front of me. It's a truth under me. That's truth. Anything other than that is called a lie, an illusion, unreal, imaginary, artificial. All right. So now let's recap. Let's recap. If you're talking about Arabs, stop disrespecting your ancestors. Those are the Ethiopians. Know your motherfucking culture and your history. 2, Moors got their fezzes from Shriners. Shriners started their business in 1872. It was called Shriners North America. In 2010, they changed the name to Shriners International Company. 1872. Check. Next one. Moors got their fezzes from the Turks. Ottoman Empire, 1299. Chico Notre civilization, Peru, South America, 26,000 BCE. Stone Wall, fezzes on. How that happened? Did somebody time travel? Did somebody go from the future to the past? Put some carvings on the wall, go back into the future so we could look at that shit and be like, oh shit, there's carvings there. Wow, crazy. Or was there actually people there who carved that shit and it's really been there since that motherfucking time? So please, family, I beg you, stop allowing these fake ass scholars to absorb your energy and allow them to live off of your virtues when you're trying to get yourself right. Don't entertain these niggas. Don't. They way off. And they're too arrogant and stupid to see how far off they are. That's cool. I told you, truth don't give a fuck about your emotions, feelings, and how you feel. You don't want to acknowledge the truth is going to make your ass acknowledge it one way or another. One way or another, whether you like it or not, you are going to acknowledge the motherfucking truth. So, you can either do things the easy way or the hard way. I choose to do things the easy way. Because the easy way is quiet. It doesn't draw a big crowd. It's simple. It's personal. It's private. And I get to enjoy my birthrights. But go on though. Keep thinking you from Africa though. Keep thinking you from Africa. See how far that... Shit, how has that been working out for you? How has it been working out for you being black African American? I haven't been black African American since about 2012. Mentally and physically. It's been working great for me. The inheritance my ancestors left behind is amazing. The rights that I have to protect me, to be able to function on my land, to be able to contract as I please with who I please, as long as I know how I'm contracting, to be able to protect and put things in the name of to put property in the name of a tribe that was organized by me and several of my other tribal brothers, sisters. You can't get more than that. That's truth right there. I'm living my truth. All these so-called Pan-African scholars, yeah, I need to call them out on their bullshit. Because if they are from Africa, find out what fucking tribe or a country on the continent called Africa you from. Go to that motherfucking country, denounce your U.S. citizenship as a goddamn 14th Amendment slave, and go get your motherfucking a citizenship with your mother country, and then come back. Come back. Go over there and get your citizenship, get your passport, and then come back. And then be yourself. Be yourself. If you were taken from Africa and your family is from one of these countries, go to that country, declare your goddamn nationality, get your damn citizenship from your mother country, and come back. And continue your life. What I'm saying is, I don't have an issue with what certain scholars say as far as, you know, being so-called black African American. Only as far as if you actually came from Africa, because there are some people who actually did come from Africa. Yes. If I were to say out of 100%, I'd say about 15% of those people actually came from Africa. So for those motherfucking 15%, if you know who the fuck you are and you know where you came from, claim your shit and come back. But not everyone is from Africa. So that route or that so-called way or solution or template is not for everybody. It's not. It's not for everybody. Because everybody ain't from here. But a lot of us are. Okay? I am one of them. I am not from Africa. My family derives from South America. My family derives from the Chico Notre people. And if you are from North America, so does your family. Because we all have the same ancestors. So it's not hard to figure out who we are, where we come from. I told you, there's levels to this shit. Yeah, I could be cute and be, oh yeah, we Moors. Yeah, I'm Moorish American. This is Morocco, Maghrib al-Aqsa. But then how specific can you get? Oh, well, all right, my family derived from Haiti. You know what I'm saying? Haiti, Chiraga province. But initially, before we got to Haiti, we migrated from South America. Not just Haitians. All of the melanated people, so-called West Indians and all of the islands. Where do you think the people who live in the islands came from? They came from South America, y'all. If you didn't know that. They came from South America. That would mean Mexico, Bolivia, Brazil, Venezuela, Panama, Colombia. These are where these people come from. They moved from South America, branched out, spread their wings out. Let me spread my wings. You understand what I'm saying? So, you know it's been going good. It was light when I started. I tell you. Get right with this information, man. Get right. It's not complicated. It's not hard. The facts are the facts. People want to make the facts not be the facts, or make the facts not look like the facts when the facts are just the motherfucking facts. So don't let people confuse you. Don't let people make you second guess yourself. Oh shit, I thought I was a Moor. Am I a Moor? Yes, nigga, you a Moor. You a Moor. You're a Moor whether you know you a Moor. This is why it saddens me. Because we're all Moors. Even if you don't confess your own, you're still a Moor. Only problem is because you can't confess your own, you liable to be subject to someone else's laws. That is not of your mother country. They are foreign to you. Foreign. This is why some people have foreigners place judgment on them in foreign courts. Because you don't understand venue. Don't understand status. Don't understand that. What makes status? Right? How about, let's talk about this. What makes status? Everyone talks about status. Yo, claim your status. Correct your status. What qualifies status? What confirms for somebody in their brain off of meeting you that your status is this, that, and that? What confirms for them? What builds that picture in someone's brain? I could tell you. It's not complicated at all. The things that build the picture of what you're talking about to physically have that reflected to you from something outside of yourself, from another person, is based on how much you read, how much you study, how much you research. And then after you do all that reading, studying, and research, you actually put those things into application, meaning you actually do something with them. You start experimenting. Okay, I got these tools now. Let's see what I can do with them. How you gonna know what to do with the tools if you're afraid to pick the tools up? So it's not just about studying, study, and then just study, and then study and study. It doesn't start making sense until you actually start using it. The Treaty of Peace and Friendship didn't actually make sense to me until I started using it. What do you mean using it? Yeah, I use my treaty. What do you think a treaty is for? You think it's just there to be filed on a congressional record and what, just to sit there and collect dust? It has a purpose. It can be used for something. Right? But as Taj always says, law and history go together like your left foot and your right foot. So if you have law, and you could have law on smash. You could have law on smash. But then your history is fucked up because you think you from Africa, or you think you Negro, black, and colored. You are food. That's what your status is. Food. Because you're a fucking fool if you think that you can just sit down, watch videos all day, but not do any research and not actually put them into practice. If you think you don't got to do those things, but you're going to be super grounded in who you are, you're a fool. Don't be a fool. I love y'all. Don't be a fool. We brilliant ass people. So we got to stop letting these dim ass lights or these dim ass scholars shine or try to dim our lights, because we shine too bright. That's why there's so much hating coming at Moors. You know why? Because we as Moors, we do a lot of work, but we don't hate on people, do we? You don't see a lot of Moors in big collective groups making an agenda to go and just cut niggas' asses. Honestly, the only one I can really think of who does that is Cujo. Which I really don't mind, because you need to have you need to motherfucking have one more who do that shit. Because there's too much dumb shit going around. And if they don't go unanswered, then people will just think that it is what it is. It's like, really? I can relate. My moon's a Taurus. My moon is Taurus, so I can relate. I know. That's how I be thinking. Dumb shit. Putting this dumb shit. But I don't want to steez on niggas like that. That's not proper. That's not love. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you giving people misinformation. That's not love either. That's the furthest thing from love. So this is why I did this this live show today. So I hope it was very, very informative. I hope you guys gained a lot of information. Let me look at what's going on in the chat real quick. Yeah, that's exactly what I'm saying. A lot of these, yeah, Hakeem Bey, golly, man, my fault. Big shout out to Hakeem Bey, man. Jesus, Hakeem Bey was a big one too with the Moorish paradigm joint. Yeah, I need to check that out. Clarify the whole history. But we got elders who've been on this work since like the 80s. You know what I'm saying? So that's why it'd be killing me to be like, yo, how do we have so-called scholars today bashing our elders, and they've been spitting nothing but facts. Facts, nothing but. Niggas getting mad because niggas giving nothing but facts. What else you want? What else do you want us to give to people? Lies, deceit, truth. We're not trying to get up in our people's pockets. Europeans already up in the pockets. Europeans already in their pockets. Why you trying to get up in their pockets? That's just crazy to me. And then on top of that, you do one thing that's a major no-no in society. Okay? You do not attack people's religious cultures and customs. See, niggas think they big and bad. They want to do shit like that online, in the safety of their home, behind a computer screen. Do some shit like that out and about. Shit on someone's religious culture in their face. Shit on their culture in their face. And see what type of reply you may get. This is not something to fuck with, man. People die for their religious beliefs. Do you know that? People die. They sacrifice themselves. So this is not something to play with. People will kill you for talking ill about their religion. Don't do that. That's the number one sign of showing that you are furthest thing from a noble. Furthest thing from a noble. Furthest thing. Furthest. Talking about your own goddamn religion and creed. You wouldn't dare do that shit to a Muslim's face. I put money if Prophet Drew Ali was alive, you wouldn't talk to him in his face like that. Even if you didn't agree with his works, you'd probably come in a whole different type of tone. Not with that whole fuckboy shit. That would have been a sit down, civilized ass conversation between two men. I put money on that. Wouldn't have been no damn crazy hoorah, rah, 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 rah. You know what I'm saying? The only reason niggas feel lax like this is because we actually, you know what I'm saying, focus on love, truth, and peace. We're really not about violence. So you don't got to worry about us making death threats. You don't got to worry about Moors making death threats and shit to people's families. That's not something we do. But I do agree that if you're going to talk shit about someone's religion and their creed and their way of life, they got every right to make you feel unfucking comfortable. So if that's what makes you feel uncomfortable, death threats, you know what I'm saying, to make you stop, then that's what the fuck they had to do. Justice was served. No way in the world you should feel comfortable. I don't care who it is, Pharaoh Allah, any other fucking fake ass scholar. You should not feel comfortable talking about someone else's religion. And the whole world saw very quickly how quickly that shit came to a halt, because shit was starting to get real. Like really real. Okay? Because talking about religion, you wouldn't think that it might entail you receiving not death, I don't know if it was death threats, but just threats in general. You receiving threats to your children and your wife and your family. You really think that's something you should do? You really think that was a smart decision? To go on broad line TV where people from not only here but the international world, from other countries, can see you do this fuck shit online? And you think you weren't going to be made to feel uncomfortable? So yes, I'll say that straight right open. That's why he ain't talking about Nation of Islam no more. Cause he know them niggas will they don't fucking play. But see, Moors, we're not like that. We're not gonna go. We don't have a history of taking or accusations of being involved in numerous assassinations or this, that, and the other. Now, I'm not saying we perfect either, but that's not our MO. We don't go about making threats or threatening people's livelihood, even if they are disrespecting the fuck out of our culture and shit. We still receive them in love. Because we know, Father, forgive them, for they know not what they do, because they ignorant. So, religion is a very, very serious thing. Don't talk shit about other people's religion. And you really, really, really did not need a grown-ass man to come on fucking line to even say that shit. That shit is common motherfucking sense. No different than, if you see a group of people, and they chilling, you ain't gonna fuck with them. You ain't gonna talk bad about this person's friend. You ain't gonna talk shit about shit because you don't know nothing about these people. You don't know what the fuck they're capable of. See? So let's stop being fake online tough guys. All right? Because when it started to get real online, niggas had to calm down online. All right? And then they had to get offline. So understand what's happening, y'all. Don't get fooled. Don't get fooled by the theatrics. They'll give you all this shit and have you running around in circles all day about religion. All day about religion, but then you ask them, what's your name? How do you identify? You got your own trust? You got your business going? You work for somebody? Are you passing it down to your children? Are you getting taxed? Is it possible to maybe go into probate after you die? You see, that's what's important. That's what's important. Anyway, fam, it's your brother Cool. I've been on here for almost 2 hours. Damn. It's been a great bill. I think I like this. I might get accustomed to doing this live stream a little bit more often. I appreciate all the people in the chat. Appreciate y'all feedback. If y'all have any comments or any inquiries, please hit me up at Sunel University. That's SUUNELUNIVERSITY@gmail.com. If you're interested in becoming a private member of Sunel, which you'll be able to have access to the full library, all material, as well as new material that's updated into the library, as well as you'll have access to our weekly Sunel University conference calls that are held every Friday at 5 p.m. for me, 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, because I'm on the West Coast. If you're on the Central Time, that's 7 p.m. East Coast, 8 p.m. So once again, if you're interested in that, as well as nationality and trust, man, I'll help you get nationalized and set up your trust so you can operate as yourself properly in your proper status. Not just some paperwork, do this and that. It's about the mental. All right? So once again, email me, Sunel University, SUUNELUNIVERSITY@gmail.com. Peace, fam. Islam. Love all of y'all. Keep studying. Don't fall for the fuck shit. Islam.